LWO1 WeatherNet. Liftoff conditions looking pretty good.
The STS is ready for launch.
Ignition. Liftoff.
Falcon 9 has cleared the tower.
Ten, 9, 8,
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning. It's Saturday, January 23rd, and we're here at SpaceX's headquarters in Hawthorne, California. You're looking at a live view of Falcon 9 as it awaits its 9:40 a.m. Eastern Time launch from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. My name is Andy Tran, and I'm a production supervisor here at SpaceX. Welcome to the webcast for SpaceX's Transporter-1 mission. It's our first dedicated small-sat rideshare program launch and third launch of 2021. On board this mission are 133 commercial and government spacecraft, in addition to 10 Starlink satellites, the most spacecraft ever deployed on a single mission. This count includes CubeSats, microsats, and 2 orbital transfer vehicles, sometimes called space tugs, which would deploy their spacecraft after separating from Falcon 9. SpaceX created the SmallSat rideshare program to provide SmallSat operators with competitive pricing, increased flight opportunities, flexibility, and most importantly, a ride to space on SpaceX's Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, as well as Starship in the not-too-distant future. For more details on our rideshare program or to reserve your spot, head over to our website at spacex.com/rideshare. Now let's take a look at Falcon 9 out on the pad at the Cape. You're looking at a live view of Falcon 9, our 70-meter, 2-stage liquid-fueled launch vehicle. Today's mission is the 5th flight for this particular booster. Its first 4 flights were all in 2020 and included our Crew Dragon Demo 2 mission for NASA in May, the Anasis 2 mission in July, a Starlink mission in October, and most recently CRS-21 in December. You can tell by the re-entry soot at the bottom of the vehicle that this booster has flown before. That bottom 2/3 of the vehicle is the first stage. Its objective is to accelerate the vehicle through the Earth's atmosphere into space and then separate from the rest of the rocket. From there, it will make its way back to Earth and target a landing on our recovery vessel, Of Course I Still Love You, which is our drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. There it is on screen. On top of the first stage is the black carbon fiber inner stage. This is a composite material, and it houses the larger nozzle of the second stage engine. Then on top of that is the payload. Then on top of the inner stage is the Falcon 9 second stage, which takes the payload to its eventual destination in orbit. After the first stage separates about 2.5 minutes into flight, the second stage will then carry the 143 spacecraft to orbit. And in order to get the intended orbit today, we'll need to light our second stage twice before deploying all of our payloads. At the very top of the rocket, you'll notice a large nose cone. This is called the fairing. It's a composite structure and protects the rocket from the forces of ascent and houses the payloads. Once the vehicle is outside of the Earth's atmosphere, the fairing separates to expose the satellites to space. For today's mission, our fairing is brand new. Our recovery vessel, Miss Chief, there it is on screen, will be attempting to recover the fairing halves from the water following landing. And finally, the large truss structure next to Falcon 9 is called the Transporter Erector. We also refer to it as the TE. Its job is to roll Falcon 9 out to the launch pad, raise it to a vertical launch position, and also route power, fluids, and communication to both the rocket and the satellite. It will retract away from the rocket slightly at around the T-minus 4.5 minute mark, providing clearance for Falcon 9 to lift off. The chief engineer held a technical poll at T-minus 1 hour mark, and the launch director held a propellant load and launch go-no-go poll at the T-minus 38 minute mark. If we do have a call to hold today's launch, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. We are currently red on weather for surface electrical fields. We'll keep a close eye on that as we count down, but weather is looking a little dicey for our current liftoff time. Falcon 9 has been loading propellants since the T-minus 35 minute mark. The vehicle uses a refined form of kerosene called RP1 for its fuel and super chilled liquid oxygen, or LOX, as its oxidizer. Currently, RP1 is fully loaded on the second stage and nearly fully loaded on the first stage. Liquid oxygen is loading is currently underway as well. Helium load also began before the webcast went live and will continue to top off until a minute and a half before launch. We use this helium to pressurize the tanks as the propellant is pulled out by the engine pumps. In about a minute, at the T-minus 7 minute mark, engine chilling will begin. This is where we allow a small amount of super chilled liquid oxygen to flow into the Merlin engine turbopumps prior to the full flow of LOX to avoid any thermal shocks to the system. And then a few minutes from now, checkouts of the second stage thrust vector control actuators will be underway. This is also known as the engine wiggle test. We move the thrust chamber slightly to make sure that the guidance hardware is a go for flight. This happens on the first stage engines as well, and those happens just seconds before ignition. The vehicle is healthy and we are currently working no issues. The range is standing by to support. Again, the weather is red, but we'll continue to monitor that all the way until T0 to see if we get a chance for liftoff today. All systems continue to go for a liftoff at 9:40 a.m. Eastern Time. Hey, just getting word from the team. So it's official. We are scrubbing today for weather, for surface electrical fields. We do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we'll see you then and attempt another launch for Transporter 1.
Stage 1 RP1 load is closed out.